All right, Coach, just an absolute battle for an 11 innings. It was really good pitching on both sides, I thought, and then in the end, you stay patient on offense and pull out the win with 3 walks and an HBP.
You know, you felt like it was going to have to get weird and how we were going to do it because their guys were really good. I mean, really nasty. I mean, that's like high-level stuff. If I'm a fan of the game, I'm sitting there going, there's better stuff than that anywhere. I mean, it'd be hard-pressed to find it. I mean, those kids over there really competed their butts off, their starter and beyond. Each guy that they brought in, what a great job by their pitching staff. Thankfully, we just were able to take advantage and be disciplined there in that 11th inning. And my goodness, what an effort by Cavill to hold the game. You know, and I would certainly say he probably wasn't as sharp as you look at the 38 strikes and 71 pitches. Probably not the most premier for him, but when he needed to make premier pitches, he did. And in the end, that's the name of the game. And all 3 guys, thick pen, red, and JD, they were awesome and proud of their effort. Great plays by Steve defensively. They go a little bit unsung potentially. Jitney playing solid over there. John Darnell, a really good play. Whatever inning, the innings kind of run together at some point. I don't even know how many innings we actually played. But just a great win for the team. And I'm excited, with the Hall of Fame, stuff going on tomorrow, even with the game being moved up. I think that's a great thing. Get back on the horse a little bit sooner. You're going to be chomping at the bit as it is. So thankfully the game's at 105, and we'll get rolling here at RPF tomorrow.
Speaking on Noah, what does that say about his progression that you had enough confidence in him to start on a Friday night?
He's just the kid's a winner. He was really well coached in high school. I certainly think we do a good job of work with the players, but that kid has maturity well beyond, and that comes that's something he came with. And there's things he's added to his repertoire and whatever, but the presence you saw on the mound, that's just something that he has in his DNA. And it's really hard to find. And you can tell he's played in big environments. That's why his team won multiple state championships. Those things do matter. And you have talent, and he certainly has talent. But very impressive to do it in his first opportunity. And it wasn't easy, right? That first inning, it was a little bit dicey, but he made some pivotal pitches and got out. And then he was able to kind of get a little bit of a flow. And that flow ended up leading to 5 innings, which is what you kind of hope for. And it ended up, allowing us to pass the baton in an incredibly tight game, and certainly was a big part of helping us to get a victory. That their starting pitcher shut you guys out, but Blake, I think the second hitter the reliever faced, Blake, took him deep and kind of changed the game there. Yeah, their guy really competed. He had not had the outing he wanted the week before, and to me, it's that's a sign of a great competitor that you're able to squash that and come back, and he did. And it was really good, and of course kept us at bay. And you felt like some opportunities, we had some chances, and it was that's when he made his best pitch, kind of similar to what I referred to on JD. And so he did a great job. Thankfully, we had that one impactful swing, and we ended up hitting some balls okay at times in other spots. And then Markham hammered one to left. The guy kind of battled the lights and made a really nice catch. We had some other chances, but those arms were just really, really good on both sides. There wasn't, a multitude of high-level contact throughout the entire game. Hopefully that flips for us tomorrow. Certainly, I hope they're going to throw another really good arm. But we'll get to work in the morning and be ready to go with that.
Appreciate it, Coach.
Thanks, guys.
All right, Blake, that starting pitcher sure gave you guys a lot of trouble, but once you get into the bullpen, it was you that brought the big swing, hit the home run. I just talk about that transition from the starter to the bullpen.
Well, they brought a lefty, he's sharp. He threw 6 shutout, and then they come down to 7th, they bring in another lefty. 2-0, Ben gives me the green light, and I'm like, all right, perfect, and then I take it right down the middle. So I was very worried for myself, so Ben was going to yell at me, and then he threw the same pitch again, thankfully, and I put that one very far over the wall.
This month, we've just seen you hit for more power than maybe you have earlier this season. I think maybe 5 home runs total this month. I guess, where's that kind of come from?
Me and Ben, we found a new part of my swing that works. Hit the ball to the dead center, really. That's where I've been hitting the ball the hardest. We stay on our line, and it's been really working this last month.
We know you and just this offense as a whole really prides himself in being patient, taking walks, and that certainly came through for you guys at the end tonight.
Yeah, that's what we do. We grind. We grind every inning, every at bat. And then, of course, we went on a hit-by-pitch, loaded bases. We don't move our feet, so Houston was the happiest little boy. And credit to Peyton right before. He worked a great at-bat, tough at-bat. And then he got Houston up, who first pitch. See you later. Thank you.
Appreciate it, Blake.
Thank you.
Blake.
Thank you.